5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's everyone's week been?
Sunny, bright, potato-fied.
Is that even a word?
It is now. In the L vocabulary.
You can't do that.
I just did! See, I'm gonna go get a dictionary, and then I'm gonna write potato-fied in it. Boom! Definition.
Who said that?
Who said that you can do that?
That's kind of what I was trying to say. Yeah, you know, you just know. It's like, you know.
People.
So, yeah.
People said that I can do that.
Yeah, well.
No one said that you can do that. No one wants you to do that.
No one is a
Stop.
person.
What?
I'm sure no one is a person, and if no one is a person, then no one wanted me to do that, so I did that.
Okay, so, you know, I can already tell it's gonna be the best episode we ever recorded.
Really? You... Really? I see.
Cool story, brother.
Really?
Indeed.
You're formal now? Alright. Let's just say our names.
No, this
Okay.
is formal. Interesting story, brethren.
Fine.
Brother.
Fine. Okay. So, without further ado, I'm Messinek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Venom.
And today we have the most special of special guests in existence, Speeder. And your actual BZP name is Speeder the Sun Guardian, I do believe. So,
Say hi,
Well-
child.
yeah.
Hello.
This mysterious person just so happens to be the brother of a certain LJ.
I don't
So-
know who this LJ is, but if I did, he'd be a very, very hated person.
Yeah.
From said speeder person here, and he hates said speeder person.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. You've said two things this whole time!
Sorry. Why?
Okay. Well,
Sorry, I'm Fwa.
Oh no! He's picking up the fwa! Fwa! The internet's going out, guys! Okay, that's an inside joke.
Mange isn't here, so we don't need to bring his jokes with his. Anyhow,
Continue the
You can just
legacy
tweet the name
phase.
bot.
if you're listening to this, Mange, I despise you for not being here. No. Yeah. So, I can already tell this is gonna be the best way. Wait a second. Yeah. So, this week, I'm excited for the news. I'm excited for the news segment for the second week in a row, because, well, as you will soon see, Bionicle news abounds. So,
Yeah, but
if you would be so kind.
we're forgetting one thing. What episode is this?
Oh yeah. This episode's so special you don't even get to know. It's a secret.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. It's episode 30.
okay then.
Our 30th episode. Hoopla.
Hoopla! Episode 30. Hoopla! What's a hoopla? I heard of a hula hoop. I've heard of a oompa loompa. But what's a hoopla?
Hoopla! Hoopla! And that's a lot of hoopla to make over a small Krabby Patty, right? Wrong!
Why?
It's such a word you don't even get to know what it means. You'll know at the end. So, yeah. Okay, well, Alright, so if you would be so kind, we will now transition into the news of news.
Oh yeah, starting from where, by the way?
Oh, you just go ahead and start from the Captain America review onwards.
Okay.
If you'd be so kind.
This week on the news, set review 4597 Captain America. Marvel superhero sets available. Breakout episode now available. BZPower tributed on Faber Files. The legendary Gamora. Lego store grand opening celebration. And then a real Kenobi Ignika fan. And that is it.
Well, thank you for reading it. And, well, as we can see, the main part of news for this week is, well, there is actually some other stuff, but the main part, the thing that overshadows all in my eyes, is the Faber Files, an amazing thing, which was in fact started by one of the founders of Bionicle, Christian Faber, obviously, by the name. And basically what he's done, he's posting concept art, pre-production stills, basically a bunch of artwork from Bionicle's concept all the way up until, well, currently he's posting concept art from 2009, or at the very least one piece from 2009, but we'll get into that. So basically it's through all of Bionicle's lifespan, there's these pieces of artwork from things that were being planned at the time, or from ideas that may not have been ever fully implemented, but the ideas were there, or maybe just prototypes for story elements or sets or blah blah blah, artwork, etc. So it's really a kind of amazing thing, and you'll see what I mean when we actually talk about the certain pieces of art that exist and such.
And we get to hear the views of a partial outsider, right, Speeder?
Maybe, but yes.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
Yes. That's a wonderful answer. Yeah, you will be giving us your insights.
Yeah, or else, we will kick you out.
Okay. Don't hurt me. I'll give you anything. Swear.
Don't hurt me.
Don't swear, Speeder. This is a podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Don't.
You just said something. You just said something. Don't tell me you didn't say anything and say something.
Anyways,
Yeah, really quick before we jump into the Faber Files, just to skim over the other bits of news. Breakout was actually uploaded 2 places, neither of which was our YouTube channel. People beat us to the punch. And these despicable people, these people that are like stealing our fame and glory, are none other than...
Just shut up.
None other than Lego themselves are out to get us by uploading it before us on HeroFactory.lego.com. And honestly, the whole reason why we uploaded it in the first place was as a service to the fans that didn't have like TV and couldn't view it. So unless like we decide to just randomly do it, don't expect it on our channel. If you want to see it, it's on a million different places. So
Yeah, we'll probably link them in the description just for access. So
okay, I'll link you. I'll link you with my mind. HeroFactory.lego.com.
Whoa, man! Whoa! Dude! Thanks.
Seeing sounds
Just
and
as a
hearing
bit
colors.
of do not expect to see it on our channel.
Yep.
But anyway,
If you do, then you
next
are dumb.
up on the lol. Next up on the important stuff includes VZP member 00Dude00 actually took the time and effort to 3D model the Kenohi Ignika from its stage that I believe appeared in Bionicle Heroes and
It appeared in Bionicle Heroes and the Voyanui Online game, both actually at the end. And it's a 2006 variant of the Konohikanika that was actually very rarely seen.
Alright.
And yeah, he modeled it in Blender and sent it off.
Yep, to shape whatever the heck it's called
Shapeways.
.com. Okay, Shapeways. To have it basically 3D printed to become an actual mask. And he posted pictures of this actual mask. It is outstanding, though not without some flaws. But regardless, as an actual mask, it is, like, absolutely amazing.
Yes. I'm gonna give this guy a lot of credit. When I first saw that mask, my first thought was, I want that to be a mask. That needs to be a model. This guy has done what I'm sure a lot of others have thought, too. The only problems are, it's modeled a little bit incorrectly.
Yep.
Bit flat for my liking.
Yeah, not only is it flat, when it's actually supposed to go back a little bit, in similar fashion to, I'm gonna go ahead and say Tahu Mistaika's mask. But those spikes on the head are actually supposed to be pointed straight upwards and sort of have like a blade edge curve on the front.
Well, what wording? A blade edge curve.
It's
I
cool.
remember this, LJ.
It's hey, the cool kids say that now.
Oh,
A blade edge curve.
I'm sure that's what all the cool kids say nowadays.
Really?
Yep.
Really? A blade edge curve.
You have a weird definition of the cool kids.
Yeah.
TTV episode 30, a blade edge curve.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not the only one who has a weird definition of the cool kids club.
Hello.
What?
I know some other people whose name is an acronym that have a weirder definition of the
Wow.
cool kids club, but I'm not getting into that here.
Ha ha ha.
That's not appropriate. Anyway.
You're right, it's not.
Well, yeah. And then in terms of other news, there really isn't anything that we should talk about. So, without further
You know what that
ado,
mask means, though? Circular pins to connect it to the. Anyhow.
yes,
Anyway.
I agree with you. I agree with you in your life story. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
Don't.
without further ado, we can leap into the Faber Files, which is really the thing that everyone wants to, start talking about. So, first bit of concept art from the Faber Files was posted on a day of which I do not know the day. So, LJ, can you help me out here?
First Faber Files was posted on April 5th, and it was quite honestly Faber Files launch, and it's a drawing of a stick figure in a stick figure in a toothbrush paste tube.
I see.
I don't know. But anyway,
I
the
see.
next one though was on the same day, Slizer's Throwbots Planet. And yeah.
It's the Slizer's Throwbot Planet. It's amazing.
Speeder, you remember those, right?
Say one more time?
You remember the Slizers and Throwbots.
Oh, yeah, I love those things. Those are awesome.
I would like to say, I remember the Slizers and Throwbots. I even had a couple, and they're amazing, but I have none.
Yeah.
I had a Robo Rider. I think that was before Robots. I had one of those Robo Riders, and you'd build them, and then you could just race them, I guess. They didn't really do anything. Kind of boring, honest.
Yeah, I have one Throwbot, and one Robo Rider. Speeder, which Throwbot do we have?
I forgot, but it was...
Wasn't it that teal guy?
Yeah, I think so. I like that one.
Yeah. But, so it was basically a lot of people have seen this picture, and yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
drawn.
Slizers and Throwbots desperately needed to be expanded upon more. And they were the victim of an idea which the creative team at LEGO did not have the ability to further the vision for that idea based on, it was their first foray into doing this kind of thing. They had no expertise, they had no experience in crafting stories like that. They only got their experience with Bionicle, and as such, Slizer's Robo Riders kind of suffered. But
Oh,
yeah,
well.
They experienced the way of Hero Factory. No, okay.
yes, but yeah. And then the first piece of Bionicle concept art was posted on a date of which I do not know.
Same day.
Oh, today.
It was
I'll let you just tell it.
Yes, basically, on same day, April 5th, he posted the first Bionicle concept artwork, which was of the original concept for the Unity Duty Destiny symbol. One part, it has one of the swooshy things that we all know and love, and then this sort of awkward S. And that's originally what it was going to be, and then it was made better. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very stark contrast to how it is now. Besides its the style, and then that awkward S thing,
Yeah.
which is awkward. It really.
Before Bionicle.
And how it came to be.
Yep.
So later on, the 7th, he posted something a little bit more interesting. Not saying that you get my point. He posted the concept arts for the Toa canisters, which were actually supposed to be seeds. That's right, they're plants.
Yep. The amphiseed would settle on the beach, and it would burst open to release the Bionicle bones.
Yep.
That's all I have to say on that matter. Bionicle bones. That is all. I have nothing. I have no further important things to say. Just Bionicle bones. What are you guys' thoughts on Bionicle bones and amphiseeds?
Lol.
Is anyone's? Yeah, I was about to ask. Is like anyone still with us? Come on, guys.
Speak up, talk. Speeder, you're not being a guest host for nothing.
I know.
Actually, you are being a guest host for nothing.
Yuck, the yuck.
That's not nice.
Yeah, Speeder, what do you think of the original Toa canisters?
Well, I thought they were great. I mean, I found that.
I'm talking about the concept art.
Oh,
I'll put it this way. What do you think of them originally being seeds, aka plants?
Well, I like the final version, but concept
I know,
art. Nah, I'm not really a fan of concept art. So
I kind of have to agree with you. I'm glad they changed that, but you know,
Yeah.
I can get where they were coming from. They were trying to do like a cool gimmick or whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, later on the same day, Faber posted the original concept for the island of Matanui and the villagers, the Matoran villagers. And, well, anyone should really know that the working name for Bionicle was the Boneheads of Voodoo Island.
Yep.
And at one point it was like, what, Pooh Heads or something?
Do head.
Dooheads, that was it. I was close. And so the original island of Matanui looked like a skull. It honestly looked like a skull. You know, being a mouth and spewing fire out at its opponents.
Yep.
And then there were early concept of the villages and the villagers. The villages, they haven't changed much. The villagers give me nightmares. They give me nightmares.
I love that picture. Seriously, just looking at that picture, you can see with some of their names.
Oh, dear, Matanui.
These sound like names I would expect from Hero Factory. Pin 2, Idsaw, Manbach.
Golop. Zool! Oh no, it's Zool!
Look at that guy.
And, and,
Look at that guy. He's like such a weirdo. Zool.
and then Do Chuck. What? What is with
Oh,
these
look.
names?
How about that there? Woo.
It's Bionicle Chuck Norris.
Woo.
Oh, I see what you did there, dude. Chuck, you're not funny.
Woo. Woo. Look at Woo.
Oh gosh, no. Okay. Anyway, so
Don't
nope. I have
don't forget Chew R.
why like
This is almost as good as names such as X-Raga.
oh my Matsunui Meso.
It's funny because I can
Oh,
picture
X-Raga.
X-Raga being among these names.
How dare you?
It's like Manbach, Chew R, X-Raga.
Oh, you have crossed the line, Meso.
Don't
Woo.
forget Woo.
Crossed a line.
Woo.
Okay.
I'm trying to
On that note,
I just have to say,
You like that? Okay. Now
That's
it's
the first thing. X-Raga.
I'm
Can you
trying to
imagine
figure out.
who head power? Oh no, that would be on DH power.
Oh my god.
D8. Oh, haha, you're funny.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I can't picture that. I'm trying to figure out the facial structure of Woo. Like, where do his eyes begin and his mouth end?
Woo.
I don't even want to know.
I'm
Wow.
almost inclined to think it's a side view, and that his eyes are on like the top, like a normal person. Contrast to what I thought. Anyway, you're free to go on.
Okay, so he then posted 3 more things. What lies beneath the one of the first sketches of the Matt Nui Island,
Which amazes me, by the way.
Matt Nui universe, the robot. The original Do Heads logo,
Do head.
cited by Faber, was when the name Voodoo Heads was abandoned. We did a version called Do Heads, which luckily also tested badly. Thank goodness. And so he posted the logo for that. And then the Underwater Temple of Gali, which is basically the Gakini underwater, which is what he originally wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so it looks kind of cool, but I just don't see that working.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
And so
too bad.
later on, the next day, on the 8th, he posted a ton of stuff. He posted the first map of Matt Nui. He posted the habitats for Tahu, Liwa, and Gali, which are actually strikingly similar to the canister pictures and backgrounds of the actual Toa.
Mm-hmm.
He posted the Vitruvian robot, which is, we've seen that before.
Yeah.
He posted the Awakening, which is the teaser poster.
I've seen it before, but still.
Yeah, and the video. It's the head with the Vahi and then the arm. By the way, fun fact, for those who didn't know, the Vahi was the first Bionicle mask ever designed. I said for those who didn't know.
I'm aware. Everyone's aware.
I gosh darn it. And then he posted an amazing Tahu logo.
I want that as my wallpaper.
You should ask him. And
Yeah,
then,
look,
Indeed, but
great.
I don't want to give up my breakout wallpaper because it's just too good.
okay, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And then he posted something. I don't know whether to say this is very interesting or my eyes, my poor eyes. The beginning,
Cybot.
the beginning, birth of a ball joint, Cybots, which is what Bionicle was originally gonna be.
So the Cybot, I'll give you. A Cybot is probably the most interesting thing here. It's kind of thought-provoking. As to the whole thought process behind these buildable action figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then a day later, on
I just have to point this out. Cybots, scenario and location. Cybots can be located in very different environments. Cybot robots is in fact working robots that can be sent on assignments in the most extreme parts of the globe: earth, fire, ice, and water. This explains their tough exterior, their crude equipment, and their extreme ability to adapt. Originally developed as mining robots that are used to make tunnels, hunt for energy, and explore Earth's deepest secrets, and deep beneath the Earth's crust, adventure await that we never imagined. I just had to point that out. That's very interesting.
That's one word for it.
Carry on.
So a day later, he posted thumbnails of which were done in early 2000 and represent, as he said, his vision of how the first toa would come to life on the beach of Matanui. And basically, for all intents and purposes, it is a what's that word for like movies? Or like draw what's gonna
Storyboard.
happen. Storyboard. Yeah, it's basically a story.
Yeah.
And it looks really neat.
Y'all, I agree.
I know you agree.
Mhm.
Nah, but anyway, so then the day later, on April 10th, he posted the Villages of Matanui, Water is for Wimps, which is actually a picture we've seen many a time before. It's Tahu surfing that gnarly wave of like lava, man.
You mean Lave?
No, I speak normal English, Meso. I'm lava.
What's normal English? I speak Messonese.
Mesonese!
I feel offended
Really?
now. Thank you. I feel offended.
You
Like,
should.
I'm racially offended by that right here.
You should.
Well,
That was
you
one
know.
of it. No, I'm kidding.
Every person has to experience it once.
No!
Being offended.
No!
Yeah.
Speeder, you've offended Speeder.
I have.
No, he hasn't. No one has. But you, LJ.
You don't strike me as the person that would get offended easily.
Yeah. But
You seem
Yeah,
like a very
I love
laid
it.
back kind of person.
Speeder, you're ugly, you smell, you are lazy, you, yeah, all your, you have no talents. None.
Wow.
Thank-
Not. What about Call of Duty? No, I'm kidding.
Say,
Sure
he
is more
sucks.
talented at that than you are, LJ.
Yuck the yuck. Yeah.
Yeah, so then he also posted a video we actually only saw just a little bit earlier.
Which is kind of ironic because, you know,
Yeah,
that's what really sparked this whole rush of Bionicle resurgence.
pack. Okay.
Wow. Still died. Still died. Serious.
So, yeah, that video, 8 years of Bionicle, in like 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And then he posted something which really astounded me. A tribute to all Bionicle fans, and specifically BZPower, which was posted a day later. And he was astounded by the 20,000 views he got when the Faber Files was posted on BZP. And so he gave us kind of like a work in progress map of the surface of Aqua Magna. Something
Which
like
we ironically also saw partially in that video.
Yes, and I remember watching that video and saying, I want this map.
That
Yeah.
map, for me, that map is the most interesting.
Most interesting. Is that it?
You get what I mean? It's the most interesting thing that's been posted yet is the map for me. If not just because, you know, it's a map. How could it not be interesting? It has the names, and it has Metro Nui, Matanui size, scale comparison, and it has, you know, a bunch of cool stuff, and it has top secret, and it has
And it has,
the islands, the mysterious islands, yeah.
yeah,
And it has, like, the islands and the, you know, water currents and all that cool stuff. I don't know, I just enjoy the map.
water currents. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the water currents in the shape of the robot.
I was gonna just say, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised you'd be interested in water currents. If that
No,
was the most
wow.
interesting thing on that map, Yeah. You have a very short attention span, if that was it not.
Well, you know,
Anyway,
that may be true, but you know.
what? What were we talking about?
My. Anyway, carry on.
But anyway, and then finally, one day later, and this has been all that's been posted such far as of time of this recording, it has been the concept art of Volcanus. And apparently some of the people had been wanting recent artwork, which actually goes to show you Christian Faber has been working. I'm pretty sure this is of no surprise to anyone. I'm an idiot. Been working on Bionicle all the way through.
Yep.
You are an idiot.
And that's that. I know.
And the volcano concept is actually very interesting. Nothing much really, you know, to be talked about, but it's just a very nice piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
And you see two Glatorian, which I'm struggling to identify. I definitely see Gresh. Or what's a prototype Gresh? Because I see the blades, they're dead giveaways. But then, either Gresh or Vastus. It could be a Scythe. But
Actually,
then I don't know who's this.
you see a car in Machinui. That's
I don't know who
Machinui's
doesn't have
shield.
that weapon.
His shield?
Looks nothing like his shield. It's curved on the front. It's in the shape of a scythe.
It might just be a
It's not a
prototype
shield.
Victorian, you
Oh,
know?
hey, you're right. That is
You
a...
can just like draw people doing stuff. You know, like,
Well,
okay, cool, I'm drawing this guy for shield.
Oh, never mind, I'm done.
Yeah, whatever. Two Glatorian. Mystery Glatorian. Look at us. So, I found that interesting. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm just a sucker for anything 2009, because I'm in the minority that really loved 2009. Keyword minority.
Minority is right. That was a terrible year, and you know it. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That was one of my...
No.
That was one of my favorite years of Bionicle, honestly.
I thought it was the
It
stupid.
was
yourself.
it was the definition of wasted potential, but I still enjoyed it for what it was.
I thought it was the stupidest. No, I'm kidding. It was alright. For what it was.
It was the definition of wasted potential, something that could have been great, but then based on circumstance was undermined and undervalued, and then did not get enough time to reach its true potential.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Why'd you gotta cancel it then? Why couldn't you have just never done it at all? Just cancel it, no way.
Wow.
Come on, guys! Bring back Bionicle!
Leave us with like the stench of distral cycle hanging in the air.
You
That's
said
the final
Destral
interesting
cycle?
thing. Distral cycle.
I made that once.
Yep.
It's cool.
That's the
That's
thing.
probably-
It's funny 'cause that thing sticks out to me of the most from 2008.
That's probably the logic behind the whole bring back Bionicle thing. They're probably not saying continue off from where you ended it. They're probably saying, like, end it how you originally planned it to be ended.
No. No. It's basically...
No, that's the Mass Effect. Bring back Mass Effect, not bring back Bionicle.
Lol.
The thing with the bring back
Okay.
Bionicle people is, yeah, I think that is partially what some want.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, certain people
I wouldn't mind
From-
that. It's that other people just want to be like, no, continue it until we die.
Well,
You could've
people,
never-
I could rant about this for days, and I will rant about this. Come debate corner when we actually do that next week, which will happen when we talk about the ending of Bionicle. You know, I think that it's not. It wouldn't work because Lego will not continue it. They'll reboot it. It'll be like 09, but again. With cues taken from Hero Factory. Now, if you didn't like 09 and you don't really like Hero Factory, you probably won't like Bionicle 2.0. But, you know, that's another topic for another day. Overall, I'm just happy that this concept art got released because, you know, what else will we talk about? The story serials?
No,
Boo.
that will never happen ever again.
Boo. Boo. No, I'm kidding.
It's like, Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of this concept art, Speeder?
It's very good, very well done, detailed. I think the mystery. What are they called? I forgot the name.
Eep.
I think it's very good concept, right?
The mystery of Wu. No, I'm kidding. Sensei Wu.
Oh my Matanoe, you didn't. Anyway,
I did indeed.
yeah, but that's basically the Faber Files, and
More to come, hopefully.
hopefully, yes.
And more stuff to talk about in future episodes.
Yes.
Unless anyone else has anything to say, that about wraps it up for the news.
I have one thing to say. I read
Huh.
something very, very, very annoying
Huh.
days ago. Which, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I could not read. It was the Captain America set review. And this was
Oh man. Okay.
100%
Oh.
unreadable. There was no way I could manage getting through reading that set review because it was quite literally like this. Here we have a constructible action figure, of which has blue and red, or as I should say, crimson, and other blue color. And here we have a stylish function, which does absolutely nothing to increase the set's likability. And it was all, it went that entire way throughout this set review.
It's funny
And I could not
because
read it.
it's funny because he made it sound a lot more coherent than it actually was.
I know, I did.
The funny thing is, and I'll save this for another topic for another day. The BZP set reviews, there's a difference between doing a review and making an obnoxious news article. A review is an honest critique of a set, praising its merits and pointing out its flaws and recommending a purchase to someone. People look to BZP. I don't know why they do this. Probably not too smart. They look to BZP for their opinions to be formed and whether to spend their money on stuff.
That told me nothing.
Yeah. All it told me was DV maybe likes Captain America.
You know what that told me? That told me DV has a caps lock problem.
I wouldn't have known if he liked
Oh.
this set or not if I hadn't saw a coherent post on another forum saying I like this set.
Cap lock America. Anyway.
Oh, nah, that's true.
Wow.
This is Captain America. Oh, wait, no. Ah, man, how do I put this in a less coherent way that would be less offensive to the British?
We have no time to do anything.
And I have no brain
Yeah.
capacity to do
But-
that. Let's go.
I will say, I saw like how he wanted to do something with like Sam's soapbox, which was the old 1960s way of Stan Lee responding to other people. It didn't work
Yeah.
at all. He did more alliteration.
There's a
and he
difference
didn't-
when you,
Yeah. It's different
there's
like,
a difference
quirkiness
between
and
being
style
funny.
and-
Yeah. There's a difference between being like unique and funny, and then there's there's laughing at your own jokes and no one else is laughing
Mm.
because they're not funny. But
I think
Plus,
honestly,
a
this is
review
more
is
of a
not the place.
commercial than
A review is exactly. It's more of a commercial. A review isn't the place to exercise.
You like that exercise, I believe.
Get away.
Get away.
A review isn't the place to exercise your comedic prowess. It's the place to do a review.
You know what?
You know.
I'm gonna review this hat. This is a wearable apparatus, of which is stylish and green. Review's done.
That's even more stupid than DV's now. Okay.
I know.
But yeah. I thought it was Homestuck at first, honestly, because he didn't use the alliteration. I thought it was just
Yep.
like Homestuck parody.
Mhm.
Speaking of Homestuck, I do
We
want
have
to
no
say something that
time.
had me
We have
kind
no
of
time.
like, come
Either the comic spotlight's gonna be cut, or Talk to Vin's gonna be cut. If we don't get a move on with this.
Can I have 1 minute to say something?
Sure, fine, go ahead.
Alright. Very quickly. BZP stuff got featured, and I honestly think that it shouldn't have been, simply because it's done by the staff members, which, and it's pinned, and it's a general discussion, which means, it's calling so much attention to it, so, yeah, it's technically already been featured.
It's something someone just did, like, for kicks to just put it on the front page, probably because, it's Rage, however you want to say his name, that made it, but, it's not worthy of being posted on the front page. Why is it even posted on the front page?
I like the series. It's just like, why? It's like, this is as featured as you can get on BZPower without being.
I just wanted to say.
Once I examined the file.
Just wanted to say it ticked me off when they featured that on the front page for said reasons.
Yeah. It bothered me too. But, yeah. Alright. Well, it's been a very exciting news segment. 2 weeks in a row, let's shoot for 3. Even though it technically hasn't been 2 weeks in a row, because we didn't do last week's episode. So, but you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, we'll now move on to the most exciting segment ever.
Okay.
Not yours.
Oh. Wait, we're doing Talk to Venom before Kyle Mike Spell?
It's always been that way.
Really? Thought it was last.
Yeah,
regular segments go before spotlights. It's always been like that.
Okay, then.
I'll get it over with Wayne and Speeder. Yeah, you're dead now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to TTV, also known as Talk to Venom. Today, we have our special guest, Speeder, little brother of LJ. So, Speeder, what you been up to lately?
Much. I'm doing comics, doing stuff.
Comics, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What comics?
Comics, of which I have forgot the name of.
Are these comics that you're planning or already have up on BZP? Because I don't even recall you having comics on BZP.
Comics, that's what I meant.
Well, then. Anything else on your mind?
Playing Call of Duty, being outside, sun, wonderful weather. Other than that, nothing.
So, what's it like being LJ's brother?
It is a very painful experience every single day to have to see him and talk to him. It is the worst experience you will ever have.
Too bad I'll never have it. Because I don't want to meet LJ in real life. Anyway. Nor does anybody, but anyway. No.
Hey, what you saying about me? Hey, you better shut your mouth. Well,
See what I mean? Don't you see what I mean?
How abusive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Such painful experience. Being with him. You never
Speeder,
want
I pity you.
Such disobedience.
Oh my god.
Gosh. Swear.
Don't swear.
Don't blow out.
swear. So, Speeder, do you think you have, like, any sort of influence on LJ's comics?
Not at all.
Aw. Well then. LJ, you are jerk.
That you are. That you
Like,
are.
he always thinks and threatens to make me pink
What did I tell you?
Oh god.
So, do you know anything about your brother in the Lhikan now?
Wow.
Wow.
Swear!
I know that. I'm hoping that you cut that out, myself.
What happened?
Oh, really?
Nothing at all.
Yeah. Didn't even.
So, Speeder, is there anything else you'd like to share? Anything on your mind?
Not really. No.
Alright, in that case, let me just ask you one final question. What are you gonna do next?
I'm gonna go to Disneyland. I mean,
Yes!
probably
I was
gonna.
hoping for that type
Once it's over, I'm gonna go outside and run around because I can, and maybe somehow torture LJ in some very, very painful way. Why? Because I can do that too.
Do it.
Don't
Do it. Only you can. Only you're able.
Don't
Yeah.
make me go over there again.
God.
If it has to be,
You're the only one that can. You've got to fight the good fight.
if I have to go over there one more time, things are gonna get ugly.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Blood.
Anyway.
Blood.
Call the police,
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I might accidentally, get a paper cut or something. You gotta be prepared.
Paper cut. Anyway, so,
Paper cut.
is there anything that you guys, besides LJ, because obvious reasons, would like to ask Speeder?
Peter,
What is your favorite gun in
ugly
Call of
is LJ?
Duty?
Oh my god.
no. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, the favorite gun, Call of Duty, it depends. What Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. World at War.
Oh, then I'd have to say the M1 carbine.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's a very...
I
Very...
have no idea what that is for you.
Next question.
Kahi, you had a question?
No, I was saying, how ugly really is LJ? Tell it to our viewers. You wake up and you see his ugly mug every day, right? How, on the rate from 1 to 10, with 1 being, I don't know. Give me something.
Okay,
So
10
being the
ugly
best.
that everyone died. And then 10 being
Anakin.
gorgeous.
Yes.
Say,
Great LJ.
on a real,
Face.
on a funny scale, I'd put it to 1. On a realistic scale, 5.
You know, that's what Alina said too.
Hey! Yeah,
That's actually
you know
he
what?
said. Remember that one time?
There are gonna be chopsticks flying into certain people's eyes one of these days, and it's gonna be very, very painful.
I'll just dodge them like Batman.
Oh, Batman dodging raining chopsticks.
Well, since that's pretty much it, I guess that...
Wait! I have a question.
No.
Yes, it's
Okay.
very important.
Yeah.
Speeder, who's your least favorite person here?
You.
Dang it! Every time!
Because it's true. Every time. Anyway. That about wraps it up for
Wait.
Talk to Venom. So please,
No.
stay tuned for more. Whoosh.
I'll never get over how you say that. That's just so awful.
that was the work of art. Okay. So, now, we move on to the segment that everyone doesn't listen to because they only stick around for Talk to Vin, and then they leave even though Talk to Vin has only been on 2 episodes. Comic Maker Spotlight, go.
Okay, hello, welcome to another TTV Comic Maker Spotlight. Today we're going to be going over, in my eyes, a very controversial comic series, because this is one that I am not a very big fan of. Today we're going to be reviewing Gavla's Comics B, set for 5. Now I know, you might be thinking, LJ, you've gone over this series so many times and spoke the words of hatred toward it that I cannot bear to listen to it. You will listen. You will listen. You will enjoy.
You boys sound like a
Will
black woman.
agree. What, Kahi? Okay, we're ignoring him. Anyway, so a little bit of background story on the member. Gavla is a premier member at the time of this recording. He joined about 4 years ago, and in that time has 9,988 posts. So, and he's also a member of the ICC, like Kahi.
The best there is. I don't care what anybody else says.
Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be looking over a couple of his comics. Gavla, right off the bat, we're going to go into comedy. Comedy is honestly very weak in this series. There are Gavla mainly focuses on saga comics, so plot-wise, but he will occasionally go into a story comic. And honestly, he's out of his element when he does humor. The main reason being, he tries to make the humor based very much so on the characters, and while this can be done, it's normally only best done when it's a story kind of thing, because the characters aren't very much so put into a scenario, really. They're kind of trying to mix in between, what's his name? What is his Kumo Rocks. He's trying to mix in with Kumo Rocks and in his own style. And it does not blend well. It makes a lot of the punchlines very pointless, a lot of the build-up very bland, and it just does not end well. What do you think, Kahi?
Comedy is something. I felt that it was a lot better used in his earlier comics. Honestly, I've been following Gav's comics for a very, very, very long time, and I feel like nowadays it seems a bit less like I see a bit more just comedy just because, you know, it's just you're just doing this because he does it every day, and that's his stick. It's not entirely bad, but I feel like sometimes I either don't get it or it's missing a punch on it, in my opinion. I find a lot of that, like, the story doesn't have coherence to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, story-wise, he does a lot of sagas. His recent 2 sagas have been specifically around a toaster bot. Basically what that is, it's a Matoran with a Vaki head that's a robot that has toast come out of its head. Really annoying creatures.
Amazing.
Nope. And this mishmash toaster bot being harassed by a bunch of Matoran. And I swear this has got to be, out of all the sagas Gavla has made, and I've followed his comics for a long time too, I think from the very beginning, but easily, out of all of the sagas, this has to be his worst. Because I can tell this is trying, very minorly, I think this is trying to push kind of some sort of message against racism or something. Not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying it's unnecessary in this. Kind of like the CCC, the cosmological complexity.
What are you
Whatever.
talking about? I mean, that was actually a really, really awesome
That
thing,
was
yeah?
completely.
But LJ, I have to chime in here because I have many a thing to say. No, okay, go.
So honestly, I think this is.
That's another subject for debate, Connor, because I think it was actually very necessary.
Yeah,
And
I
it was
think.
actually kind of cool. Some series, like Worlds Beyond the Horizons of the Mind, but that's not our point. Continue on.
Anyway, so I think it was very weak. Just not good. His next saga, the one that's at the time of this recording still in progress, is very good. Huge, stark contrast between the two. Because story-wise, it is actually very... It's well woven. Because he's using a lot of his characters in various different ways. One of his characters, an assassin, actually kills Gavla in the comics, which is actually pretty good. And
Wow.
it's unexpected. I'll put it this way: for Gavla, it's good, and it's unexpected for his series. So zip it, Venom. The weakness of this saga is that there's no text in the normal plot besides what's in Gavla's quote unquote head, the void when he's talking to death. It leaves a lot to be desired and leaves it kind of feeling very empty and unfinished. But yeah, that's plot and comedy. Let's touch very quickly on graphics. The graphics. Wanna?
No, I was going to say something about the sagas, but never mind. We're moving on.
Okay.
Hello.
The graphics are actually, I think, its weakest point here. Because I'm looking at this comic, and I'm looking at his 8th saga comic of his current saga. And it just... He has 2 different backgrounds. He has an outside background with a purple sky. That's fine and all. But, like, the plants, the hill, or whatever this is, are very, very out of place with the sprites, along with the trees, which are very out of place. The sprites do not fit with his backgrounds.
Definitely have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, if I may, that's become kind of a common trend with Gavla's comics now. Some of his most of his backgrounds, I honestly can't stand seeing with the sprites because they contrast like a bit too much, especially with the background he tends to use, mostly for like his indoor background inside his studio, whatever.
Quite honestly,
Yeah.
I think they're just a tad bit too dark, and they do not encompass the sprites. Maybe if he either used, yes, I'm going to go ahead and say it, two-shade Chimuru, or maybe just made his own backgrounds. Because the way I see it, if you have a certain style, if you make your own background, it sort of accustoms the sprites. It just accustoms your own style if you make your own background.
I guess it depends, really.
Sometimes, yeah, but this is just very unfitting. Another thing is that the characters are just pasted there. They're recolored, they're maybe moved a little bit, but they're pasted there. There's nothing special about them, nothing that attempts to encompass them into the background. They're just there. On any other occasion, I would not have a problem with this. But these backgrounds clash with the sprites, so it looks kind of awkward to me. So, yeah. Kai?
Oh. I guess I'll go back to sagas then, because real quick, because I want to say something here. Gavla sagas have probably one of his biggest points for a series, really. His sagas are like the main things for all of his comics. I'm not sure if I'd call that too about one a saga. Yeah, it's not grand enough, I guess I have to say. It's just sort of, it's a small storyline, and I don't really like it all too much, honestly speaking. But the one where he dies, I do agree. I think missing the text is quite a big problem for me. I mean, it's not so much that having no text is a bad thing, but it's the style that you have to get right. The style you need to, you have to make. You can't just have normal sprites and not, and just omit the dialogue. You actually have to take care that the sprites are showing like everything that's going on. And I feel at some points it's not exactly all too clear.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, with the graphics, I do know for a fact that those backgrounds, especially when he made for a studio, I'm not sure about the other. The one he used for his main studio, though, it's not made by him.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's actually made for a different style of spriting altogether. And because of that, I think the composition suffers. It does not look all that well. I'd honestly like to see Gavla make his own backgrounds, because the one where he has a snow background. I think that's not too bad. It fits in pretty well for sprites. Doesn't contrast too much with the style. I like that one. The studio background, it's out of place. It's not so much the realism of it. It's just something about it. The textures, the
The
proportions
darkness.
to it. It does not look. Yeah, it doesn't look like it fits the comic series as a
I
whole.
definitely think it's the textures.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think the textures don't fit too well for something. It was made for a game, actually, instead of actual. I mean, he didn't rip it from the game. Someone else made it for the game they're supposed to do, and it never really got off the ground, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
of course, I might be completely wrong here. So, if so, I apologize.
Yeah, but anyway, wrapping it up here, basically. What Gavla, I suggest to Gavla, if he listens to this, is honestly, he needs to kind of try and incorporate his characters more into his backgrounds. That could be anything from making his own new backgrounds, which I advise very highly, to kind of giving the characters a little bit more, kind of like shadowiness, like when you select the sprite in GIMP, and you have it selected and it folds to the form of the sprite, like take the burn tool or the brightness, tool, whatever. Just make it look kind of more textured. And then like stuff like putting shadows on them, maybe glowing of the eyes or the heart light or something like that. Because Gavla can do lighting and effects. That's not his problem. It's just how he uses them when and where. But if he does that, I think he can definitely make his comics a lot better. Because right now, I
For
think...
me,
Go
on.
No.
I was saying, my opinion on this is that I feel like Gavla needs to work more on punchlines.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing with it. I feel like Dad, if you are listening to this, I know you can do like a ton of good stuff. I've seen you do all this over the years. Lately, I've seen like most of your comics just sort of end abruptly, and I'd really like to see like a more coherent story for just some of the normal comics. If it does, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you took more time. Like not do stuff daily. You don't need to give out a comic every day. If that's that's the big thing. I wouldn't mind like waiting 2 or 3 days for a pretty good comic, as opposed to like getting something that I feel is a bit cut off in some places.
Yeah, and I don't think your fans would mind either, because at this point, I think you're kind of oversaturating your comics by releasing them daily, instead of working on them, giving them a bit of time to evolve.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but with just
Don't
those
feel like
few
you have
things,
to do something every day.
Yeah.
That's my big thing. Don't feel like you got to do it every day because.
Yeah, but with just those few things, these comics can become 10 times better than they are. So that's about it. Go to Gavla's Comics V and give some constructive criticism. Maybe make him aware of these things. And yeah, that's Comic Maker Spotlight.
Wee-hee.
Now we wait for Mesa.
Hooray! I enjoyed that segment. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Well, what an interesting episode this has been. I can already tell this is the best episode we've ever recorded.
Really?
Oh my god,
Yes.
be quiet.
Yes.
I thought that LJ Master of the Tide was pretty good, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm. It was indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah.
Well, thank you for listening all the way through if you did. We appreciate your viewership, as always. Be sure to like, favorite, rate, comment, and subscribe.
Good that. Good stuff.
What's
I'm
that?
gonna hug him
Don't do that.
until we die. I'm
Wait.
going to kill him. Oh, you're gonna murder some innocent child. You say that again.
Why? Well, why can't they just rate?
You can't rate anymore. That's like saying, I don't even know like in comparison here. You know, it's a feature that's long gone. Like editing
No,
your
for me-
posts on Facebook. You can't do that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Right.
that's the last thing to say.
Not sure when I took that out. That was
All right.
stupid news.
Yes, Peter.
Anyhow.
Thank you very much for having me on TTV.
Oh, no problemo.
Yeah.
Thank
No
you
worries.
for guest
If you ever have
starring
any
and
more
being interviewed by Vin.
If you ever have any more during LJ like to share, you know where to call.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe next time I can be on. Or sometime later.
Yeah, sure. That'd be cool.
So yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Do all the above, even rate, and I'll see you next time.
Even rate.
I'm Messinek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venom.
And I'm Peter.
And this was TTV episode 30. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.